Oh man, you were looking through all those tier lists, Ren. I love like bringing up these, yeah, these games that I don't normally like think about. Like I don't think I've ever done a Frostpunk tier list. This is so fun. Frostpunk laws. Yes. Okay. Oh my God. Let's see if how many of these I can remember. Let's see how many of these I can remember. I'm not gonna go in or well, let's see. No. Okay. First of all, send the children to the mines. S tier. S tier. You got to send the children to the mines. It's just what you do. No, that's give children I don't remember the actual title of the laws, but what they do is this one children can do any job. That's the law that lets children do any job. Normally you start out by if first you have to pass a law saying that children can work, which is this one. Which is this one. So this one is just children can work. Um but they do safe jobs. If you go further and make everybody hate you, that's the no, not any job, any hard, basically dangerous jobs. This is the and if you can go further and say children can do any job, uh, which means full child labor. Hi, Talus. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Rabbit. S stands for send children to the mines. And so thus the children can work in the mines. They can basically work dangerous jobs. This is children work safe jobs. This is children work dangerous jobs. And of course, your discontent goes up, your hope goes down, everybody hates you. But you got a lot more workers, right? Well, you're all trying to survive. Timmy's mom gets very upset if you send her child to the mines. Children should work during the apocalypse. That's right. Children can do any job. Let's make legal brothels. No, no. It's sending children to the mine, not to the brothels. This is the brothel. This is the brothel. This is yeah, this is you legalize prostitution basically. And there's really no downside. Like no nobody there might be one guy who's kind of like, we shouldn't be doing this. And but then everybody else is like, "Yay, brothels!" Um, doesn't count as a dangerous or a not dangerous job. Very dangerous. Well, it depends. It depends on. I think it depends on how protective and strict the madam is, right? She's gonna protect her girls. Break the population down so they're too depressed to protest. Oh, listen, let's not relate it to real life. Um, Hi, Christiana. Hi, Sweet Apple. The harder the kids work, the more you can ignore the cold. That's right. That's all I think of when I see her is I'm just like, isn't she cold? This is Frostpunk. This is Frostpunk. It's like negative 40 degrees. Is she not cold? Oh, there's a lot of medical ones. This is sawdust meals. We love sawdust meals. Um, this is adding, we were literally talking about this yesterday. You add sawdust to the meals to make them more filling. So they're not very tasty or necessarily healthy, but they're more filling. You put some sawdust in your soup, make it thicken it up, keep everybody warm in the winter. Discontent will rise. Sexy knees and elbows. Yeah. Autumn. Hi, Autumn. The cold doesn't bother her anyway. It's all in the ankles. That's right. We love sawdust meals. Where's the other meal one? There's this one? This is this adding moonshine? I think that's adding moonshine to everybody's food to raise lessen discontent. I don't know if it raises hope, but it lessens discontent. I think it does both actually. There's no downside in Frostpunk to adding moonshine to everybody's drinks. Booze the food. There's another food one. Where's the there's sawdust meals, the moonshine meals, and then where's the other one? I don't think this is it. Wait. I love guessing. I love guessing what they are. I think there might be another food one. There's double rations for kids. That's one of them. Um I don't, is that on here? What's this one? I'm not sure. Is this kids Safe. Kids don't work. Let's see. There's a lot of kids here. Okay, well this big old giant skull here. This is see, there's bury the dead. There's the graveyard. Let's see. There's okay. Wait. Let's put these up here because there's these three. These three are how the dead are handled. The D for dead. D for dead. S for send children to the mines. And also sawdust meals. So this is how the dead are handled in Frostpunk. This might just be graveyards, like graveyards in general. I think you have to research just bury the dead. This is ceremony. This is actually take time out of work days when someone dies to honor the dead, to have a ceremony, right? Which, in Frostpunk, which is post-apocalyptic, some people are like, oh, this is wonderful. We're still hanging on to our humanity. We're honoring the dead. And then others are like, we ain't got time for that. They're dead. We're still alive. We got to survive, right? So like people are kind of, it's not all good or bad. Some people are divided. Some people don't think you should take the time to do that. And some people are like, no, we need to hang on to our humanity, right? Grateful for the sawdust. That's right. This is, I think, don't even put the dead in coffins. This is see, this is great. Wait, this is graveyard, right? Proper graveyard. This is just throw the corpses in a big pile in the snow to preserve them so that you can later harvest body parts from them to help the living. Which, of course, some people are like, yeah, that makes sense. Post-apocalyptic, right? And some people are like, that's disrespecting the dead. That's disgusting. That's awful, right? Throw them all outside. The cold will preserve them. Exactly. Exactly. Yum yum time. So I think that's what this I think that's what this one is. I've played a lot of Frostpunk. Is there one where you can add the dead to the soup? I swear there's another food one in here. This is extra rations for the sick, I think. I think this is extra rations, uh, for the ill. I think you have the option. I think this gives you, like, a button you can occasionally push to use a bunch of rations to help those who are sick get better faster. So it, like, takes a bunch of hours or days or whatever off of, everybody who's in the infirmary, um like instantly at the cost of a bunch of rations is game mechanically, I think, how that one works. Exactly. It always comes down to cannibalism. That's right. Um, this is overcrowding. Where's our infirmary? This is our infirmary tier. This is, I think, overcrowding in the infirmary and there's a bunch of different places that the sick go. The infirmary is actually an upgrade. That's actually one of the best like hospitals you can have in the game because there's the infirmary, there's the house of healing, which is healing everyone by praying. There's what's the base one called? I forget what the base uh uh like hospital is called. But this one is overcrowding, so they will, at the cost of the ill healing slower, more can go into all of the hospitals, um, so that they're not on the streets or at home dying. They're more likely to die if they're not in an infirmary, but they will heal slower with the overcrowding. Um, and you always got lots and lots and lots of sick people. So I usually pick the overcrowding one, even though it makes everybody upset because they're like, this, that's awful. You're just shoving the sick all in there. And it's like, do you want them to die at home or do you want them to have a chance? Right. Like that's your choice. There's so many medical ones. Prosthetics. This is, you have to like build a factory. You have to like research prosthetics, build a factory to build the prosthetics, and then you have to like pass the law to use prosthetics to get amputees back to work, back to the mine. So they go into the mines, they lose an arm, they lose a leg, and then they're no good to anybody because they can't work. But if you make prosthetics for them, which of course cost a bunch of resources, then you can give them a prosthetic arm and they can go back to the mines. Double pickaxe hands. That was one of the best parts of Frostpunk 2 was that they had things like this guy, he chose his prosthetic. He invented a prosthetics. He lost both his arms, so he made prosthetics that were just pickaxes. So he could then work even faster because he had literal pickaxe hands. And everyone was like, we're like, we should pay him more because he's getting all this work done with his double pickaxe hands. And everyone was like, that's not fair. We don't have double pickaxe hands. You should pay him the same as us. He has an unfair advantage where, like, he doesn't have arms, my dude. That's Frostpunk 2 was fantastic for that. He also invented a catheter for obvious reasons, right? Maybe this was moonshine in the food. Is this the moonshine? Wait, what's this? Maybe this is the moonshine for moonshine for everyone. And then this was something else. Oh, this was watering down the soup. That's what it was. This is adding sawdust to the soup to make it more filling. This is watering down the soup to make it go further and feed more people, even though it's less nutrition for everybody, right? But it still fills more bellies. And then I think this is the moonshine. There's no downside to moonshine. To moonshine. Moonshine for everyone. Exactly. This has been one of the conversations of all time, especially if you haven't played Frostpunk. Everyone should play Frostpunk. It's fantastic. With pickaxe hands. Wait, this is the body. See, now I'm confused. This is the body. Oh no, is this using the body in food? Wait, this is the snow pile. I got this wrong. This is the keeping the bodies in a snow pile to preserve them for later use rather than like holding a ceremony or putting them in a graveyard. Then what's this one? Is this one actually more Frostpunk stream? Yes. No one going blind from the moonshine. Do you go blind from moonshine? I don't know. How does pickaxe hands do anything other than mining? That's up to him. No, I like guessing what they are. Wait, what is the wait? I forget what this one is though. Then because this is the snow pile. This is piling the bodies. Maybe this is piling the bodies, and then this one is using the bodies for medical research. Maybe I don't remember. This kind of looks like using the bodies for medical research too, though. I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see. There's so many medical ones. This looks like the pub or the tavern, which goes next here to the brothel. Yeah, I think this is the public house. It's called the public house. I think that's what this is. There's really no downside to the public house except you have to staff it, but you can just like throw one person in there to staff it, and then people are happy after dark. I don't know what this is. And the kid, is this obviously something with the kids? I think this is the opposite of the kids work. I think this is just kids don't work. We keep kids safe. Kids stay in their homes and are seen and not heard or something. I think that's what this is. It's the opposite of the make the kids work. And then if you make the kids work, then you later have the option to send the children to the mines. Yeah. Oh, maybe kids go to school. Maybe that's kid. There is like a kids because there's a kids here like assist. This is like apprenticeship or something. I don't do this one very often. I think this is like kids. Yeah, there's some kind of like kids can assist in safe jobs or something. I don't know if this is school. I think that's just keep the kids safe, or that's what that means, is just educate the kids rather than send them to labor. I always pick that one because I'm not a monster. Assist doctors. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this one's is the kids can assist doctors. Um, this is brawling. This is the fight pit. B brawling. This is the fight pit. This is you literally build a fight pit, and then after hours, discontent can lower by if there's a disagreement, dudes can go in the fight pit and fight each other. The downside to the fight pit is that uh occasionally someone may die in the fight pit. It's rare, but it does happen. So if bodies are at a premium, that's why you got to send the children to work. But otherwise building a fight pit is good. Fight pit. No shanks allowed in the fight pit. One rule about the fight pit is you don't talk about missing link. No. Less mouths to feed, but also less people in the mines. So oh, pub is short for public house. Well, there you go. Actually, I learned something today. This is an educational tier list. I actually did not know that. Daycare for children during the apocalypse. I know. When they could be working. Here's more kids assisting. Is this kids assisting medical and this is kids assisting like doctors and researchers, something. I don't know. For some reason I don't normally get here. Maybe because you have to take this. I always take put the children to hard labor. So I don't know. I'm less familiar with the safe jobs for children. Um okay, oh man, what are these? Okay, so some of these, so this is a lot of medical stuff. This is I think the care house. Um this is Wambulance. This is the medical stuff. I think this is the care house which you put your gravely ill, which I think are people who like aren't going to get better. And so instead of like killing them, you give them a place to stay. They stay in the care house and they you assign people to care for the sick in the care house. Actually, I don't know if you even have to assign people to work there. I think they they're just in there. Hospice, yeah, I think this is basically hospice because you can choose hospice or I think you can choose one of these. These are very similar. So there's these, and then there's these. These are the other medical ones. This is this a medical one too? I'm not sure. But these three. One of them is like I think this one is radical methods, like you use radical methods to try and save someone's life. So, for example, cutting their leg off and making them an amputee versus letting them die, right? Um and then this is a dead person because it's got an X on it and this is a live person. So I think this is using uh using the dead's parts to and organs and to help the living. You get to choose whether or not you want that to be a thing. That's I think what this one is. And I'm not sure, these two are so similar, I forget what these are. Maybe one of these was the like using the actual dead to transplant. Yeah, transplants. That's this one. Yeah, basically. You have to sign into law transplanting organs. It's I don't remember the difference between these two, but one is I think this one is the using radical methods to save someone's life. Um and then I don't remember what the other one is. These ones, this is, let's see. Is this related to the fight pit? Because these is the I forget what this is. This guy's angry. Yell at people to get back to work. I I don't remember what these are. This also, oh, he's an amputee. Maybe this is the care house one. This is also a medical one. So maybe that's like don't give people amputee prosthetics. Maybe that's the opposite of this one. I don't remember. And then I do not remember what these ones are. There you go. There you go. Frostpunk for the Peachathon. Thank you, Red. That was fun. Can't spell hospice without ice. Oh my god. Oh, extra work time. Yes. Yeah. One of them. Oh, extended work hours. Yes, I think this is. There's two laws. There's extended work hours, and then there's 24-hour shift. That's what those are. I forget which is which. They're two unhappy workers for obvious reasons. Yeah. Because one of them you can extend the shift like I don't know 2 to 4 hours. I forget what it is. So instead of making them work like 8-hour days, you make them work a 12-hour day or something. And then you can force one location to work for 24 hours straight. Of course, hope goes down, discontent goes up, bad things happen from doing that, that you have to manage, but you can do it. People get sick, but you can do it if the generator's going to go down and everybody's going to freeze, well, guess what the coal mines are doing? Working for 24 hours. Sorry, coal miners. Sorry, kids. I love Frostpunk. Frostpunk is a fantastic strategy game. It's very fun. No, that's the thing, Talus, is it does. Frostpunk it's fantastic at its like the what do you call it? The atmosphere and the theme and making you be, oh my god, do I send the children to the mines? That's fantastic. Like the first, couple times you play it, it's very impactful. It's like this war of mine, right? Like I wish I could erase my mind and play this war of mine for the first time because of the atmosphere and the emotions it makes me feel for the characters in the game. Um, but after you've played it for 200 hours, you start laughing at sending the children to the mines rather than it being a tough decision. Because it's not real.